You know, when you're scrolling through your feed, it feels like you're in the driver's seat, right? You choose who to follow, what to like, what to just fly right past. But what if that's not really the full picture? What if the real power of these networks isn't what they're showing you, but what they're quietly teaching you?
What if they're actually shaping your desires? Not just what you buy, but what you even dream of having.
And what if they're subtly kind of nudging your opinions, making certain ideas just feel more true than others?
And here's the really big one. What if they're influencing the actual person you are becoming? One post, one like, one scroll at a time. Okay, let's really get into this.
See, social networks don't work by force. They're not telling you what to do, there are no direct orders. They use something way more subtle and honestly, a whole lot more powerful. And this is the absolute key to understanding all of this. The best kind of influence is the kind that feels like it came from you. It's persuasion that shows up disguised as your own free choice. So how in the world do they pull it off? Well, it all starts by tapping into some really basic, really powerful wiring that's already inside our heads. Let's break down the first psychological trick they use. Think about it this way. Our brains are all about efficiency. They love shortcuts. And familiarity is the ultimate shortcut for this is safe and this is true. So if you see the same lifestyle, or the same opinion, or the same idea over and over and over, your brain just starts to accept it as normal, as just the way things are. And this slide shows that perfectly. You see one post, and it's easy to just brush it off as, one person's opinion, whatever. But when that same idea gets repeated and shared and remixed all over your feed for weeks, it stops feeling like an opinion. It starts to feel like reality itself. It's the difference between hearing a whisper and being surrounded by a chorus.
All right, now for the second force. We've all seen this, right? A post with that counter just skyrocketing into the thousands. And we might just think of them as numbers, a sign of popularity. But to our brain, oh, they are so much more than that.
You have to remember, we're social creatures. We're wired to survive in a tribe. And in that context, likes are incredibly powerful signals. They signal approval from the group. They signal social safety, that this way of thinking is okay. And maybe most importantly, they signal that you belong. So over time, without even realizing it, we start adjusting what we say and believe just to keep getting those signals, to stay in sync with our digital tribe.
Okay, so we've got these psychological triggers baked into our brains. But what's the delivery system? Let's pull back the curtain and look at how the technology itself, the actual architecture of your feed, makes this whole thing work.
This cycle is just brilliant and a little scary. You're not picking everything you see. The algorithm is. And it's learning from every single thing you do. Every video you watch for an extra second, every profile you look up, it's all data. The algorithm uses that data to build a digital model of you, and then it serves you a feed that perfectly reflects that model back at you. It's this powerful feedback loop where your digital self starts to actually shape your real self. And a huge side effect of all this is what it does to our ability to pay attention. I mean, these platforms aren't designed for you to sit down and focus deeply. They're designed for constant, quick reactions. So we get trained to just react to whatever pops up next, instead of intentionally choosing what matters. And the result? We have less focus for deep work, less patience for complicated things, and this feeling of just being constantly drained. And then there's the content itself. Look, you don't compare yourself to others because you're an insecure person. You compare because the entire environment is built for comparison. You are swimming in an endless highlight reel of everyone else's best moments. And slowly, without you ever deciding for it to happen, your own self-worth can start to feel like it depends on how well you're keeping up.
So you put all of this together, the psychology, the algorithm, the endless comparison. What's the ultimate effect? It's not mind control, not in some cheesy sci-fi way. No, it's something much quieter and much more profound. Let's just ask the question one more time. After everything we've looked at, what is the real, hidden power that's at play here?
This is it. This is the whole game. Normalization. The true influence isn't about telling you what to do. It's about taking a certain way of thinking, or living, or looking, and through constant repetition and social proof, making it feel like the default, the baseline, the way things are supposed to be. The power isn't in forcing you to make a choice, it's in making you feel like there was never really a choice to begin with.
Okay, so what do we do about all of this? If this influence is everywhere and it's so subtle, how can we possibly fight back? The answer is actually surprisingly simple, and it all starts with one thing. The whole system, this entire machine, works best when you have no idea it's even working on you. Its power comes directly from being invisible. And that means the solution is to make it visible.
The second you start to notice it, the second you think, oh, hey, this is that repetition thing happening, or, whoa, I can feel that pull for group approval right now, you break the spell. You create a tiny bit of space between the trigger and your response. And it's in that little space that you find your power to choose again.
Ultimately, this isn't about throwing your phone in the ocean or rejecting technology. It's about reclaiming your own agency, your own mind. Because awareness is freedom.
Hey, if this explainer made you see things a little differently, help us spread that awareness around. Take a second to like it, share your own thoughts down in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more explainers that break down the forces shaping our world.
Because in the end, that's really what it's all about. The more we understand these hidden forces, the less power they have over us. Thanks so much for watching.